Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shabbat Hashem, Rikahakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well and taught me this truth, peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect, and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity, scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be centered around the topic of the inevitable will happen to America. All right. People don't, they don't see a world where this place cease to exist. Okay. The average person can't imagine anything really transformative happening here in America. Not overly transformative, that is, right? Because you have people have conversations or whatever, talking about how horrible things are and how things, are spiraling and, wars and, domestic uprisings, right? Civil war or whatnot. But then they'll sit back and tell you, when you ask, okay, so what are you going to do as these things continue to worsen and shit hits the fan? They'll tell you, well, I'm just going to be working, or, well, I'm not going to be affected by it. Or, you talk to them about the war in Iran, World War III. Well, we're not going to get nuked. People have this cognitive bias with America. They can't get past the thoughts of, or they can't get into the thought of this place, not continuing, right? That's why when the judgment for America happens, people are going to be absolutely shocked. Okay, they're going to be in disbelief. All right, when those missiles are fired from the silos of wherever they're coming from, right? Because a lot of nations got nuclear missiles these days. And, by the time we get to that day and hour, a lot more are going to have them. Okay. When that message comes, when that message is delivered, okay, across the airways, that, inbound missiles are coming to America, all right, they're gonna give up the ghost, right? Or they're gonna want to, all right? The inevitable is gonna happen in America, all right? Whether you like it or not, whether you can fathom it or not, it's gonna happen, okay? For all the sins in which it has committed, for all the things in which it has done, okay, is gonna have to, as the scriptures say, drink the dregs of that cup. Okay. This is Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Right. So you have to pay the piper. When you look at the history of what this place has been involved in and what it has committed in forms of slavery, genocide, defrauding thy neighbor, extortion, treachery, right? Blasphemy. I mean, the list goes on. This place has a lot of things went against it. Okay. And instead of even trying to remedy those things, they just want to pretend like it didn't happen. Okay. Just, change the subject. But the Lord is still on what happened in this place and what's continuing to happen. Okay. Because there's more to come. Okay. And how could you not see that with a place with the history that America has? How can you not see violence, more violence and chaos in the future? This place was built off chaos, built off war. Okay, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? Yahweh Shema Shai hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? So everybody knows that this place has a judgment and has a debt to pay. But only the elect, the children of Israel, know that this is all for our sake. Okay, this is all to avenge the children of Israel. Okay, because that is the apple. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the apple of Yahweh Shema Shai's eye. Right. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh Shema Shai hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh Shema Shai, the vengeance of his temple. See? So Esau, he fucked up. Okay. He fucked up big. All right. Whether he want to acknowledge it or not. Well, at the end of the day, he's going to be forced to acknowledge it and deal with the consequences of it. Okay. And that's displaced America being taken out in a way in which has never been seen on earth. Okay. Only things similar like Sodom and Gomorrah. We know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. But the Lord said this place will be turned into a lake of fire for its transgressions and sins. So when is something like that has ever happened? It's never happened. 200 million warheads. The Lord gave a number to the amount of damage he's gonna, do, right? I mean, one warhead is enough, man. Esau thought at one point in time that a nuclear warhead, one single warhead, could blow up the entire world, right? 200 million will be fired upon America. Okay. And you can't even fathom that number. That number in itself is just, incomprehensible. Right. So what is it gonna do here? Well, I'm gonna tell you. This is Revelations 20:10, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So this is an actual place on earth that is going to be turned into a literal lake of fire. The scriptures say that mountains are going to melt. Okay. Mountains are going to melt. All right. The earth is going to be shaken. The foundations thereof are going to be out of course. Right. And that place is America. The land of the free, the home of the brave, from sea to shining sea. Okay. Let me see if I can find that. So like you. Just get back to it. This is Isaiah 47 and 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day: the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 8. This is Isaiah 47 and 8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that give, or Salakia. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And that's the attitude of Americans. Okay, they don't believe they will be dethroned. Okay, because regardless of all the things that you could sit and have a conversation with these people here in America about, they're not gonna tell you that America is gonna be dethroned. Okay, for some reason, miraculous reason, they gonna say, well, but we're gonna come out on top. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't know what you mean, and no, we're America is not gonna come out on top. Okay, this place is not gonna go back into its glory days. All right, and America is gonna lose the most important battle, the most important war that is gonna take part in. Is gonna lose, and it's gonna be not close, right? It's gonna be ugly. That's why they setting up for a draft later this year, right? So, but that's the pride of America. Okay. They don't think that anything that has been done in this place is significant enough to warrant something so brutal. These two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day: the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the abundance of thine enchantments. Right? Because everybody's under a spell, right? They don't really understand. Okay, they don't see it, right? They don't see it. They're bewitched. Okay, they're not gonna see it until those missiles are flying, until they get that alert on their phone or a chip, right? Whatever device that's gonna let them know what's gonna happen, right? That's when they'll believe it. Kind of similar to like in Hawaii, right? Back when that emergency message was put through, pretty much saying that a missile was headed inbound to Hawaii. Everybody started panicking, right? The brother in Hawaii had hundreds of thousands of viewers all of a sudden. Now everybody know how to find, the brother's page, crazy. That's how it's going to be when these things come to pass. This is Isaiah 13 and 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Right. Talking about America. Okay. And it makes sense because, as far as I know, there are no other nuclear powers over on the Western Hemisphere. So they would have to come from far countries, right? Whether that's a submarine or, you know, a silo in fucking, Russia or Iran or France, right? It's going to have to come from somewhere on the other side of the world. Hence, intercontinental ballistic missile. And they're going to hit. The scriptures say that none shall break rank nor miss their mark. How ye for the day of Yahweh Shemel Shai is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, literally and physically. Because when they see those missiles, they're gonna be completely frazzled. Okay, stomach at the bottom of their feet. Okay, and they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, right? They're going to all look at each other with just that, stupid face, right? That face of, I can't believe this is happening. Face pale, right? Ain't breathing. Okay. Disbelief, complete disbelief. Pissing on themselves, having heart attacks, right? Because they're going to know that it's over with. When they see him in the skies, they're going to know it's over. All right. And they're going to wonder how have we been so foolish? Behold, the day cometh, or Salakia, behold, the day of Yahweh Shemal Shai cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger to lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it, right? Because those who are going to be left in this place when that time comes are those who have committed the ultimate sin of taking that RFID chip, aligning yourself with this man's system and his government and his rulership, right? So with that, to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shem B'Kakwadash Wa Abba Baba and DTA DTN.